Welcome to MTG Anarchy, where we take a look into the world of Magic the Gathering and stir in a little bit of chaos. This is Michael, and it's great to see you guys here. Today we're going to actually be doing a discussion video, since I had the need to actually go ahead and organize some cards for today. And this is going to be one that is pretty topical right now. But before we actually go ahead and jump into that conversation, if you are liking the content that I'm putting out, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that bell notification for any new videos, any new updates that come out on this channel. I try to go ahead and post a video a day. This one, there's going to be a 2 video a day sort of situation because this is actually very important, this conversation that we're going to have, as well as what's just going on. So again, if you do like the content that I'm putting out, again, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, keep updated. But with that said, let's actually just go ahead, jump right into the chaos. So we've all heard about the collector's boxes and the booster boxes, the draft booster boxes, and what is going on with them. Basically, my thought process with the boosters, like everybody else's, is that the collector's booster box product is potentially killing the draft booster box product. And when it comes to that sort of thing, there's more to it. In my thought process, there's a lot more to something such as that. So what do I mean by killing the draft booster box? First, let's talk about the EV of a draft booster box versus something of a collector's booster box. Right now, for a draft booster box, if you were trying to go ahead, flip cards just by opening packs, doing mass box openings, stuff like that, and this is something that Rudy from Alpha Investments had gone ahead and stated, for today's video, you're potentially going ahead and evaluation of the box, the EV of the box for a draft booster is around $70 to $80. Now that's not specifically what he said, but it's around that price range. So that's how much cards are going to be worth if you were just looking at the rares, the mythics, everything pulled in together. That's how much that box would be worth. That's the average evaluation of that box when it comes to price. In comparison to, let's say, the collector's boosters, you're going to potentially make your money back. And I truly mean that because the cards are more valued. They are more worthwhile. And so that is one of the things that is killing that set. Not only that, you get more mythics, more rares of variant styles and things in the collector's box versus the draft booster. I mean, for a draft booster, the first one I pulled, there were 6 mythics in there, which it was a higher mythic count, which wasn't bad. It also came from the Japanese printing, I'm believing. But it wasn't bad because there were a lot more. Then later on down the line with the draft boosters, the most recent one that will be coming out tomorrow around 5 p.m., so stay tuned if you want to check out a booster box opening, had about 5 rares or mythics that are worth value, 4 to 5, which is usually on average for earlier boxes, but not something that you would see towards the collectors. The collectors booster boxes, if you've done mass openings on this, usually had about 7 to 11, if 12 mythics, if not 12 mythics per box. Do you know how serious that is? That is potentially 1 mythic per pack. That to me says, hey, look, this is no longer mythic. This is common. I'm potentially going to go ahead and get a mythic every other pack, or I'm going to go ahead and get one every pack. That is scary. That is super scary. And if you're thinking, well, it might just be the first print run, I think Wizards had gone ahead and thought about it in that sort of way. Now, again, my thought process in this is that if you're doing, like Alpha Investments, Rudy has said, if you're planning on opening multiple of the draft boosters to go ahead and flip and sell, keep your boxes sealed. keep them sealed. There's not enough value to go ahead and get that money back. Your best option and your best chance right now to potentially still get a good amount is opening the collector's boosters and flipping the cards from there. Because honestly, you're possibly going to get more worth out of that, if not an equal return, versus what you're getting out of the draft boosters. Which, if you truly think about how much it's worth, that is scary. And honestly, to me, that's the route that I'm potentially wanting to do. I mean, if I were to get my hands on a collector's box, if I were to, and just open up all the rares, if I was a max box opener, I would go ahead and go after the collector's boxes, and I would still get my money back. I would not be able to do that with a draft booster box. I wouldn't. There's not enough value nowadays because there's a lot more product out there. There's a lot more common product out there. So it doesn't really make the product for the draft booster boxes feel special. Now, that's not to say if you want to go ahead and pick one up to draft, to open it, just to have fun with it, I think that's fine. I think these boxes were meant for the draft experience, were meant for drafting. But if you're there, and that to me is fine, but if you're there to go ahead and flip these boxes to get the value out of the boxes, right now you're potentially not going to do that. And that is very, very sad in that sort of aspect. Now, there to me is a thought process that went wrong with this. Really, really wrong. And I think Wizards knew what they were doing. I believe Wizards knew what they were doing with this product. And it all started, to me, this all started back when they removed the MSRP of these products. To me, that's where I think this all really started. Now, think about it like this. You wanted to go ahead, your products weren't doing so well, and you wanted to go ahead and get a new product out there. So, what would you do? You'd invest in new products. You'd go ahead and say, hey, look, what's new? What's hip? What is something that I'd be looking for? Well, these products didn't do so well. We want to kind of distance ourselves away from those products, but we also want to go ahead and make more money. So what do we want to do? Well, let's remove that standard pricing. Let's go ahead and remove the MSRP of what a product should be worth versus what we feel it's worth. So you remove the MSRP. And with the MSRP, you can really sell that premium product, that legitimate premium product at a premium price. I mean, you're seeing it with the Secret Lair boxes, where that's going into the secondary market. That's legitimately Wizards' way of saying, hey, look, we're stepping into the secondary market. That there. Then you're looking at the Throne of Eldraine sort of situation, where it's just, that was a success. They put it out there, they're like, hey, look, we're going to try this out, we're going to see what it is. We're going to sell it for like $300-$400 a box. And they made that profit. They legitimately made the profit off those boxes. So, what do you do from there? Well, we want to go ahead and make more money. We want to get more value out of all this. So, with the Throne of Eldraine, it was also a supply and demand sort of situation, where there wasn't enough supply versus the demand. A lot of people wanted the set. There was a lot of cards that were in there that were worth a penny. Okay. But it's one of those things where it's like, look, we can up the game. We're going to go ahead and up that game. We're going to go ahead and do what we can to make more money. Because businesses, they'll think like that. You're a business. You're trying to go ahead and make money. And if you can do it, you're going to do it. So the next set that comes out, Throne of Eldraine. We're going back to Theros, and there's been curses with Theros. I personally love Theros. I think it was a very fun set. I think it was a more fair set than other sets. I don't know. Let's go with Amonkhet didn't do so well. It's the Aether Revolt Kaladesh block set. That one didn't have as many mechanics. They had to actually go ahead and ban a whole entire sort of subset. Energy. Who knew? But even with that, what happened is they're like, hey, look, we're going to make it more worthwhile. So let's go ahead and up the premium product. And how would you do that? How would you want to go ahead and up that product? Well, why don't we do something crazy with this booster? Why don't we do something crazy with this collector that's coming up? So they go ahead and do it. They will go ahead and make it more worthwhile. For example, the 2 constellation foil lands. Why would you go ahead and do that sort of thing if not to go ahead and make a buck out of it, to go ahead and get value out of it? There were people that are saying, hey, look, these Pokemon lands, they look sick, they look awesome, they look cool in foil, I'm going to want to get my hands on them. Well, we're going to go ahead and reward you. Wizards would say, we're going to reward you. So let's go ahead and give you 2 per box, along with regular lands that we're not even going to go ahead and throw in the regular boosters. We're just going to make these more a specialty product. So as you can see, for the regular constellation lands versus the foil ones, the regular ones went way down because they were common, versus the ones in the foil, they are starting to become common, so they're going down in price, so people can afford them, get more money, secondary market of course, but more people will buy the boosters because you want playsets, you want more than what's there in the packs. So that's one of the things. Another thing that they did was the 2 constellation as creatures slash planeswalkers slash gods in the Theros set. I mean, at the back, which they didn't necessarily put in the order that they stated they were going to do it, they put in a regular version of the constellation type art when it comes to the thing, if not double. And that in itself is saying, hey, look, this is a premium product. These are really cool cards. You're going to want these cards, which people did. They wanted them. They would play them in standard, in other formats. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and put 2 in every sort of pack. And when it comes down to stuff like that, it's like you just, if you're looking at it at a long standard point, you're going to say, hey, look, that's not good. That is really, really not good, because yeah, that's something that might not be a good idea. And I know I'm paraphrasing on a lot of this sort of stuff, but now you see these packs where it's just, you're making a lot of money off the collectors, but you're not doing so much when it comes to the actual draft boosters. You're not. And so what should have happened? Like, my question out there is, what should they have done if I were the one to design these packs, to still make them special, still keep them up there, but not prolong the value? I think that's where, and I'm not even getting to the main aspect of it. The final thing before I get to the actual question of what could be fixed is what they really did. And I think this is where the value of the collector's boosters really tanked that draft booster box. There were a potential of anywhere between 7 to 12 mythics per box. If you watched as many box openings as I have when it comes to collector's boosters, that's how much you're getting. That's how many mythics and rares you are getting. They could be planeswalkers, they could be regular rares, they could do all of that, but a potential of 7 to 12 mythics a collector's box. That's potentially 1 per pack. That to me is insane, because now you've just gone ahead and tanked your value. You've gone ahead and you've destroyed the value on the regular booster boxes. But you're still going to go ahead and get your value out of the collectors because they're more viable. People are still going to go ahead and get them. I mean, think about it. The most expensive card on a regular set, and the regular sort of set that is non-collector, is Uro. And that's going anywhere between 27 to 30 bucks. A rare like that would have been around 40, 50. Not even. In the collector's foil version, we're talking foil version, borderless, that's at $127. That's in the 120s, 110s, 120s, around there. One video that I saw had it around like 127, something around there. But that is insane. That is an insane amount for a booster box of a collector's edition. It just drowned it out. It drowned out the regular draft boosters. That is really what is killing the draft booster box experience. Mythics are supposed to be mythics for a reason. They're supposed to be so scarce, so uncommon that you're not getting as much. But with this collector set, if I can get a mythic in every pack, that to me is a novelty that's worn off. I can go ahead and I look at the product and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm cool collecting these, but I'm not going to get my value back. And that's the sad thing about this. So, going back to the question, how can this be fixed? How can this whole entire set be fixed? And I wrote everything down that I'm talking about. I went off a little bit on tangents here and there, but here's how this could be fixed for Ikoria. And this is my thought process. First off, the foil lands. The special foil lands that everybody thought were sick, they look cool and everything like that. Limit them to one per box. Or not one per box, one per booster. If you limit it to one per booster, you keep it foil. You still have that novelty towards the collectors saying, hey, look, this is, you can get these foils more common, but not as common. I mean, the 2 for 1 pack, that's just over the top versus the 1-ups. To me, yeah, I'm to the point where it's like, that should have been that. That should have been there. The second thing, I like the double-sided foil token. I think that Throne of Eldraine did really well with them. I think that when it comes to this booster, I like them. I like the art on them. So yeah, keep that. When it comes to the borderless, and we're talking the regular non-foil borderless, right? Honestly, I think non-foil, the 1-up, I think that was great. I think you should keep it at the 1-up for a non-foil and a potential 1 foil. I mean, it's gonna kind of kill it, but there's a caveat on the potential foil. There's a caveat. Let's look at the special cards. The demigods, the gods, and that constellation sort of art for Theros. Let's take that one into example, right? What you could have done, instead of doing 2 per pack, you could have done 1 per pack for the uncommon. And potentially made one of them non-foil. Or you could have made it foil. I mean, either or, you could have done it that way. But for the special card that is out there, whether it's uncommon or rare or mythic, make it that special card. I mean, if you're going to do the uncommon, either make it the foil version and just put in the regular versions in there for the uncommons, or just have the 2 uncommons and then go towards mythics. I mean, that, to me, it's more of saying, hey, look, this is a cool sort of version. Don't overdo it. And I think the one of, when it comes to that special type of card, when it's the rare, the mythic, or even uncommon, don't do that as frequently. Don't do as much. Or if you're going to do that type of art, do it in all forms. I mean, yeah, it's going to go ahead and tank the value when it comes to other things. But, I mean, it wouldn't be as bad. Then you go down to 2 uncommons and 10 commons. Honestly, to me, the 10 commons make sense. And if you do it in your own special art, especially with Ikoria coming up, that would look cool. So to really reiterate on this, you want to go ahead and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do these sorts of things. We're going to go ahead and start with the double foiled token. We're going to do 1 special art land of the specific set that you're going to do. You're also going to go ahead and do that specialty card, whether it's uncommon, rare, mythic, have that in foil, whether it's borderless or the specialty card itself. Well, you could do that. Or you could potentially go in a way of saying, hey, look, yeah, this is the specialty foil. But in this specialty foil, we are actually just going to go ahead and just make it, even when it's borderless or anything like that, borderless or the specialty card or anything like that, make that specific foiling. Then you do a regular rare, or just what I said when it came to that, the borderless rare. I think the borderless rare is great. I think that made it great. And then you do the special card. So instead of doing 2 uncommons, you make it that specific. In that slot for the uncommon, you go ahead and put in the rare, the mythic, or the uncommon, depending on what you get out of it, making more of a variety, whether it's... And I think this would have been great with the uncommons, but you limit it down. And I think that's what needs to be fixed when it comes to this sort of thing. I know this is a 20-minute video. I'm sorry. 20-plus minute video. And I'm sorry that I'm rambling. But when it comes down to this set, this is what is tanking the draft booster boxes. And honestly, to me, Theros got me into Magic. This set is an amazing set. But if you're looking to go ahead and get value out of it, unless you do it from the collectors, you're not going to get anything from the draft booster boxes. You're not going to get anything from these types of boosters. You're not. So my opinion on this, and I'm going to be sorry to do this for my own, because I'm going to open the other ones that I get, but keep yours sealed. Honestly, keep your seal. But that is the discussion video of the day. Honestly, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that what I say makes sense? Do you guys think what I say doesn't make sense? Go ahead and put it in the comments down below. Also, if you like this type of content, go ahead and like the video and share it on your social media or Facebook. Show it to whoever so this could actually be heard, because this is important. Honestly, I hope Wizards hears this, but if not, then it is what it is. And since I'm such a small channel, it is what it is. But yeah, this was an important conversation, and I know this is a longer video, so you could listen to this podcast wise. But yeah, also, yeah, if you like this video, or go ahead and like it, share it, and again, if you like the stuff that's being put out on this channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification for more videos to come out on a later date. Also, there are a couple things that I am currently working on, like I've said in my other discussion videos, and I'm starting to get into Arena. So Arena videos might be coming out soon, and it just depends on how I'm going to run that, how I'm going to do that, but hopefully they come soon, or rather than later. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. This has been Michael from MTG Chaos, and I hope I've gone ahead and thrown a little chaos in, stirred up a little chaos in your life for today. Thanks again.